All right, there. I'm losing my voice. It could go any minute. You know what? I was talking to my mate last night, my best mate, and we were chatting away and you know, having a real laugh. And I said to him, and I didn't say this out of the blue. This came at you know, after a couple of hours talking and related to a lot of what we were talking about. I suddenly said to him, yeah, I went, yeah, on the whole, women were happier when they knew their place. And he absolutely cracked up, and I did too, because taken out of context, see, taken out of context, that seems quite nasty. But I meant it. I meant every word of it. On the whole, women were happier when they knew their place. Now the thing is, I say that, and I'm happy to say that, because on the whole, men were happier when they knew their place. Gender roles weren't a little experiment. They weren't something that someone come up with in 1920s Paris and said, oh, I think we should give this a go now. I've been thinking about this for weeks, and I have this no idea where we call them men, where we call them women, and they are slightly different. Or they are very different. No, this is something that's been significant for generations and generations and generations, and spineless trilobites. When I see that chemical swamp, one of them's got false eyelashes and lipstick on. The other one's got a beard. Can't stop farting. And they like each other. Seriously. It's nice to know what's expected of you. It's nice to know what's expected of you in a social group. You know, I was watching some videos earlier. I was watching the Irish Travellers fighting. I was really impressed with the self-regulation that goes on in those communities. If a couple of people have said something they shouldn't have, or pissed someone off, or robbed someone, or took the piss a bit, they all get together and they'll have a fight. And what's amazing about these fights, watch them online, and I've had the dubious pleasure of attending a couple of fights with the Pikeys. Oh yeah, I was up there. No, you know I wasn't. The fuck was I? No, you're right. Frequently throughout the fights, which can go on for 20-30 minutes, can you imagine? Can't even hold your hands up for 30 minutes. After about 5 they'll be in agony, and you fucking being hit and all that. And dancing around and ducking and diving, bobbing and weaving, it tires you out. Anyway, every now and again, all the people that are watching, someone who's been allocated the referee job, will step in and say, do you just want to shake hands now? You know, all right, you know, you fought for your family, you fought for your pride and for respect. You showed someone you weren't happy with them and you wanted to give them a clout in good conditions. There's no biting, kicking, kneeing. This is just boxing. And they're offered to shake hands, and they frequently do, because the other option's a knockout. And, you know, after you've been fighting 20 minutes and someone gives you the offer of shaking hands, if you feel like you're not losing pride, you'll go for it. And why not? And it's sensible. You know, there's consequences to things you say. There's consequences to things you do. You'll rarely see these people bring the old bill into their communities. Oh, no. Unnecessary. They don't ring up the police at the first sign of anything. And you know what else struck me watching these these travellers fighting? There's no women there. This isn't about women. This is a male space. And men's spaces for just men, are becoming less and less. They're not allowed. You're not allowed to go down to a bar on your own. No, you've got to mix. That's another part of this whole diversity thing. Just encroaching on separate spaces for people who want it. And society does well out of it. You know, I've been challenging my atheism lately. Not my belief in God, but the value of atheism. Because without a doubt, Europe is built on Christian ideas. It underpinned society. And religious ideas, those archetypal, primeval ideas that go through countless different mythologies all around the world in all different cultures and find their ways expressed in different religions, in different ways. These things are important to us. They help us understand ourselves. The stories of the Bible aren't accidental. And they've resonated for so long, for so many people and so much blood, for so long, because of those reasons. It's the same with Islam, it's the same with Buddhism. It's the same with the Hindus, etc. And it's all very well just tossing all that stuff out, but you're tossing out the foundations of your culture. You know, you're taking the foundations of your culture away when you remove those stories, when you remove those archetypes, when you remove those primeval codes and ways of understanding. And it's the same with gender roles, which you could argue come from those same histories. Men and women were happier when they knew their places. On the whole, it's a bell curve. Oh, I'm sure there's a couple of lunatic lesbians having it right off, knowing how feminism has all but destroyed our society. But growing up where I did and seeing all the women knowing what was expected of them, and the men knowing what was expected of them. No one was limited, no one was forced into it. I don't remember anyone just screaming, I don't want to be here, stop making me do it. You know, you had the odd people that they chose to go their own way, do different things. But the basic working class Christian family structure held communities together, it held families together. It gave them respect for themselves and each other. The women were housewives. It's working class. It's not ideal. I'm not suggesting that. This isn't some utopia. Far from it. But they were housewives. They looked after children. They brought the children up. The men didn't. They were out working and working hard. And then they'd protect the family as well. And the women would protect the family in their own ways through things like hygiene and food, nutrition, nurturing them, loving them. Let's watch some of these gypsies having a tear up. There's a lovely little bit. This goes on for about 30 minutes. Sorry if that's been really quiet. I just noticed the mic was round there and not helpful with my voice. I'll see if I can bring it up in the main recording. There's about 30 minutes of this, but there's this lovely bit where there's too much sun in the camera and it looks really nice. You'll see what I mean. Have a look at this. This is a community that's stronger than ever at the moment. Not weak. These aren't weak men. These are strong men. And communities need strong men. Here we go.
Back, lads, back. Move back. You've blocked my camera, don't take that. Break, lads, break. Back, lads.